What's up, sports fans? It's your man D back. Speak Your Mind Sports Talk. All right, check it out, guys. We're talking Teofimo, Shawn Porter, Vasyl Lomachenko. Talking a lot today, guys. For the love of sports, let's talk about it. So, my man Brian Harkin, first up in the building. What's good with you, Brian? Appreciate you coming through. My son in the building. Kimante Powell, boxing monster in the building. For the love of, let's double talk about it. I love it. That's a good one. Yo, so man, my boy Teofimo Lopez, of course, October 3rd is the date. Now, I'll tell you something, man. If this date gets pushed back one more time, I think it's a good chance we don't even get this fight. I think it's a good chance we don't even get this fight because, listen, Teofimo is getting too big for 135. He's probably already too big. He's probably already too big. So they can't keep pushing this fight back, man. And, of course, there's going to be a lot of people talking about some, yeah, I'm good, sir. I'm good. I'm feeling much better. Thanks for asking. Hope you're good. Hope you're doing good. My man Mike from Boston. What's up with you, Mike? Iceman said, what's up, D? You're not going to like what I'm about to say. Lomachenko going to make your boy dad say, no, Mas. Oh, no. I don't think so. But, yeah, I don't think so. But anyway, I hear you guys, man. Okay, October. Maybe it's pay-per-view. Maybe it's not. That's one thing I want to talk about here, guys, because Bob Arum, which I think that this could be a good thing, that he's not necessarily leaning on this fight to be pay-per-view, So he said maybe it's pay-per-view, maybe it's not. Maybe it may be on the ESPN Plus app, and then you pay the $5. Look, either way it goes, I want them to have that fight. I don't want it to be delayed for any reason, because if it's delayed again, there's a very good chance we just might not get it. Brian Harkin in the building. What's good, Brian?
How you doing, D?
I'm feeling much better, fam.
I'm good, man. That's good to hear. I'm excited about this. I do hope we get it to go ahead and I hope coronavirus doesn't win.
Yeah, really.
Yeah, really. That's really fucked up everything, this virus. But they're talking also about Bud Pacquiao in November. So, boxing's back. If we can get these fights going ahead, boxing is back. And these are actually two of the fights I wanted to see more than probably anything else, even more than Fury, Wilder, Free. I don't want to see that. I don't want to see that fight again. So these are the two fights I wanted to see, and looks like Top Rank are saying we're back. We're back to business.
Yeah,
I love it. I love it. Sorry.
Yeah, Mark. Well, here he is. He's on here, but well, I don't gotta read it. He's on here now. But yeah, Mark was saying that, bro. And I was one of the first ones to say stop being negative. And I was saying stop being negative because that's my boy. But it gets to the point where it's not negativity and it's more realistic. If they don't have this damn fight soon, it ain't happening.
Well, they first started talking about this fight before the Colmay fight even happened, right? In October, they were talking about like the negotiation periods and stuff. Bro, you're in negotiations in July 2020. My friend had a baby. They got pregnant. They literally got pregnant in October, fam. They had a baby a couple weeks ago.
Yeah.
And y'all still haven't signed the contract. Now, here's the thing that's bothering me, right? And I'm not trying to be funny or nothing. They entered negotiations, what was it, allegedly all the way back in May. Apparently, according to Coppinger and everything, they only started negotiating properly 2 days ago.
Yeah.
I'm not believing a word out of Bob Arum's mouth. Not a damn fucking word. Not a damn word. This dude has pushed it. What was it? April. Oh, late April. May. Oh, late May. We're worried about Canelo. Oh, it'll be June. It'll be June. Oh, the corona. Oh, don't worry though. Boxing will be back August, right? Oh, no, not August. It's going to be September. Oh, no, not early September. Now it's going to be late September. October 3rd. That's the date. He's pushing it back 2 weeks every 3 weeks, man. Every 3 weeks that goes by, he pushes it back 2 weeks.
So what you think about this, Mark? Maybe it's pay-per-view, maybe it's not. What you get out of that?
If maybe it's pay-per-view or maybe it's not happening.
I like that.
I'm not even cracking a joke. No live gay. Like no live gay. Come on, no live gay. No pay-per-view. But you're gonna give me this fight with the money they're looking for? No, not happening.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Yeah.
Well, you want to know something? I would pay money for this fight, so
I'd pay money for the fight too. We'd all pay money for the brand.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
They gotta have it for us to pay for it.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. This is a fight I would pay for.
Right.
So it's not even a sale on the fans. This is a fight most hardcore boxing fans want to see.
I agree.
This was meant to be the fight for the hardcore boxing fans this year. The fight for the hardcore boxing fans. That's what it was meant to be.
Exactly. So
we had some good ones, very good ones for the hardcores. A New Age Casemiro, that was meant to be great for the hardcores. But this was meant to be, this wasn't like a casual's dream. This was where all the hardcore boxing fans were going to buy it and a few casuals would tag along because of the hardcores. You know?
Mm-hmm.
So.
Yeah. Well,
I'm sorry I'm negative about the fight. I really am.
It's not really negativity. Like I said, at this point, it's not negativity. It's getting to the point where Bob is being Bob Arum. And, I'm always crucifying Bob Arum. I have as much faith in Bob as you do, Mark. You know that.
Yeah, but you seen recently what Igis Klima said, didn't you, D? You saw what Igis Klima said? Yeah, Loma side of the deal is done. They're done. It's Teofimo. They've signed. They've signed, man. They've signed. They've signed to whatever it is.
Yeah. Apparently Teofimo wants that.
Crazy, man. He said that's a tofu donut. It's not a tofu donut, but it is an egg-free donut. It is that, Boxing Monster. Go ahead, bro.
Fuck is an egg-free donut?
The ones I eat, damn it.
It's not dough. Dough is made out of eggs. But literally, you go onto Google, dough, what's it made of? Eggs.
You can make dough without eggs, Mark.
No, you can't make real dough.
All right.
You can make but not dough.
Well, it tastes pretty good to me.
I found it made of here, so.
But yeah.
My joke. Yeah, that's so stupid. I don't know. You count.
Right, so what path do you want to go down on this today, D? Because I'll go down the path with you and not be negative.
Hey, man, you can go down whatever path you want because I'm getting pissed off. I want to fight. Look, man, you know how I get, bro. Like, I'll back things, but after a point, man, I get to the point where I'm like, fuck it. Like I got with Tank Davis. Like, man, fuck it. Fuck him. Fuck his whole career. Like, I'm tired of the bullshit, bro.
How do you feel about us being told, though, by Igis Klimas, who Igis Klimas is supposedly one of the straightest shooters in boxing? He says what's going on. And whenever he speaks what's going on, it's what's happening, right? So when he comes up...
You have to give it value. I was just going to say, you got to give value to what he's saying. You got to at least take it in consideration for sure.
Yeah, apparently what I'm hearing is Teofimo, now that there seems to be no gate, Teofimo wants a bigger slice of the, bigger slice of the percentage because he would have got more money if there was a gate. So that's what I'm hearing that's holding up this deal.
Man, ain't nothing holding up this deal but Bob Arum, fam. Don't listen to none of the fucking I'm telling you, nothing holding up this deal but Robert. That's for sure.
Well, let me get into something real fast, right? So, from what we are hearing, Loma's side is done. Teofimo, he's not done, right? He hasn't signed. He's whatever. Loma's signed.
Right.
For me, that's not a great look. I don't mind. Look, I don't mind if somebody wants more money for a fight. In most circumstances, even in this situation, normally I wouldn't. But you've been calling man out his whole career. You've said time and time again, it doesn't matter what you get, you'll knock him out.
Yeah, he's got to take this fight, bro. I'm not going to hear no fucking. I'm gonna flame Teofimo Lopez if this fight doesn't happen because of money. I'm going to flame the hell out of him. I tell you that right now. No, money's no excuse because first and foremost, kid, you beat Tommy. You came up, but Lomachenko hold on right quick, Brian. Lomachenko's still the man, so he can't use money. And just like Mark said, you've been calling this dude out. You said that this was your mission. Your dad said y'all prophesized this. Y'all envisioned it. It's not psychic. Y'all knew that this was coming. So now the day is here. You got to take this fight. And I don't want to hear shit about money. Now, I will say this, and this is why I said Bob Arum is holding up this fight. Listen, guys, the promoter, Bob Arum, he gets this bank. He gets to divvy the money. So he's pleased Lomachenko. He's pleased Lomachenko, obviously. Lomachenko signed the contract. He's not pleased Teofimo yet. Now, I'm not giving Teofimo excuses, but let's not get it twisted. Bob Arum, whatever he's offering Teofimo off the deal, has not pleased him yet. He's made sure that Lomo's satisfied and pleased, but Bob's not. And I mean, Teofimo's not. And that's up to Bob Arum to make sure this kid pleased. Now, whether he's asking for too much or whatever, I don't know all the specifics on that. But clearly that promoter has pleased one side of this deal. Remember, these are both his guys. This is not where he has to work without Heyman and they got to divvy up the money. No, Bob's in control of this. So we ain't going to just put it all on the kid because we don't know the details. It could be one of these things like, here, you take this or you leave it. And in that situation, that would be some bullshit because he did earn his shot to see Lomachenko. He beat Comey. So I'm not going to put it all on the kid, but I am going to say I'm not really trying to hear this shit about money, getting there and fighting.
Well, all I know is, look, Bob's got a lot of money there. I mean, it's not really going to be much of a hit for him to throw an extra 250, 500K on top.
Right.
If that's what he's looking for. But if Teofimo's looking for like an extra 1.5 million.
Yeah, he's crazy. And if that's what he's looking for, then at that point, that's when I'm really flaming this kid because
if he's looking for something close to Loma's purse, I'm sorry, but he hasn't. He's earned the position to be in there for the unification. He hasn't been in there to be 50-50 with Loma. He hasn't earned it.
No, he hasn't. And if you go in there and you beat Lomachenko, you're worth so much more. So you take that chance, bro. You take whatever they're giving you. You take.
Teofimo will eclipse all these US fighters, all of them. If he knocks out Lomachenko, that's it. It's good night, Irene. He's taken off into the stratosphere somewhere else.
Right.
Because he's going to go into a pay-per-view name. He's going to go into a pay-per-view name.
All right. I don't want to hear shit about no Tank Davis, no Devin, Haney, Ryan Garcia. I don't want to hear nothing about none of them. It's going to be Teofimo. He's going to be that guy. And with the way Virgil's looking, which I'm working on a video on that now, they paying attention to Ryan, but man, Virgil is hot. That boy's on fire right now. He looked good in that Vargas fight. I like it. And Teofimo, they gonna go ahead, Brian. Go ahead, fam.
Virgil Hunter is a definition of a power puncher. Sorry. Can you hear me?
Yeah, Virgil?
Yeah. Virgil Ortiz is the definition of a power puncher. Every single shot that guy throws, he throws with intent. From the jab to the right hand to the hook to the uppercut, every single shot is intent to hurt you. Every single shot. He is the definition of a power puncher, both hands. He is a powerful kid. Right? But my thing with him is what happens when he's in the ring with someone who hit him and make him miss and frustrate him? You know? Because when you're throwing power punches and you're hitting air, that's a different kettle of fish. You know, he will tire quickly if he's throwing punches and missing. You know.
But Brian, look,
I think the two.
Go ahead, Brian. Go ahead. You got a bit of a delay. Go ahead.
Okay, sorry. Him and Teofimo are the two top. For me, the two best young fighters coming through at the moment. Young crop of talent coming through. So yeah, I can see them. Two guys in goal. I can give Teofimo credit because if he does take this fight, he's saying, I want to fight the best. So, and no matter win or lose against Loma, I got to respect him because, you know, he's putting that on against not an incredible opponent, against the opponent, against the guy who everyone ducking. So I got to give this young man credit. But for me, those are the two most exciting fighters in boxing.
Yeah, and he's definitely like, you know, with Lomachenko, the kid, like I always say, the kid is in a win-win situation with this Lomachenko fight. Because if he loses the fight, he loses to Lomachenko. Now, of course, you know, it does depend on how he loses. He can't go in there and get totally demolished because I think that will.
He can't get no bust. There's no coming back from a no bust.
Yeah, no. And that shit, like I keep, you know, I hear people saying that, but man, the Lomachenko's not gonna no mas this kid. Here's the thing, like that motherfucker ain't did that shit since 126, 130. He ain't made nobody quit on the stool. Teofimo is taking shots, bro. This kid's tough. He took two hooks from Coleman, his best shot, two of them clean. He took those. Lomachenko's not gonna make this kid quit. He may embarrass him. Like it's not over my head that Lomachenko can't get in there and totally outclass this kid. That could happen. We could see that because Lomachenko has the ability to outclass anybody. Really, he could do that to anybody. So I'm not gonna be oblivious and act like he can't do this to Teofimo. I don't think that that's going to happen. But Teofimo can't. He has to take a respectable loss. He can't go in there after all of that lip and all of this nonsense and get washed. If he goes in there and get washed like that, then I tell you now, I think that that's a bad look for the kid. I think that's a bad look for him.
I believe I said this yesterday on Mark's screen. Yeah. I said this yesterday on Mark's screen. This reminds me of Canelo Alvarez versus Floyd Mayweather. He's in the same position Canelo. So, you know, and Canelo has learned from that loss and he improved from that loss. So, for me, this is the same position. The superstar versus the young prospect.
I'll agree with you. It's like a B-Tech version.
And if he can make a decent showing of himself. Yeah. Yeah.
Because Loma ain't
but
Floyd.
He's in the same position. That's what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, I know. It's a B-Tech version. Because Loma ain't Floyd, and obviously Teofimo didn't have the same level of hype Canelo had. Canelo was massively hyped at the time. So.
All right. Yeah, for sure.
The next Chavez, if I'm not mistaken. The next Chavez.
Yeah, could be. So, guys, you know, moving on from Lomachenko, and I'm probably going to get back to that, but real quick, my man Justin Trouble in the building, Samuel, Shawn, what's good with you? Andre in the building. MMA boxing champ commentary said, guys, if you want to know where to watch Tyson versus Jones fight for free, because it's expensive as hell, go to crackstreams.com. You heard that from MMA, crackstreams.com. Try them out, guys. I guess that's where you watch it for free. I think that everybody appreciates that, MMA. Yeah, soccer training club. What's good? Get this smoke, punch drunk boxer. He said before COVID, they had to renegotiate because at first the fight was not going to be on pay-per-view. Things were stalled because they didn't know when Loma could even come in the country. Yeah, I remember when that was going down. Intangible boxing, what's up? Salute Generals. He says, Boxing Monster says, try and stay away from crisscross imitators. Put your Hey man, Monster, when do you come up with this stuff, man? Put your cross really just haters. I thought you do. I'm a player born to Mac. Got bitches everywhere. Hey man, this dude Boxing Monster. My dude. Scott Brown in the building. What's good with your Carlos Mendoza? What's up, Carlos? So yeah, guys, so moving on. And we will revisit this Teofimo Lomachenko situation. You know, I can't just talk about my guy for 20 minutes. But I do want to talk about Gamboa. Yuriorkis Gamboa. And I got a few things to say about this. Go ahead, Mark.
No, I just want I want to hear what you go ahead.
Okay.
Because I'm interested what your take is on all this, because I've got a take as well.
You probably read the article too, Mark. You know what I'm talking about. So this motherfucker says he's ready to take on Devin Haney. Okay. Devin Haney. But here's my thing. Here's my thing with the whole Yuriorkis Gamboa situation. Now, if you guys remember, ESPN first came out and said that he had a sprained ankle, right? And then later, you know, a couple of channels. I never really got, I don't know, Mark, if you say that. I never really seen any type of official doctor's report that said he tore or ruptured an Achilles. But it started to surface that he had an actual Achilles injury. Now, they didn't say whether he tore it, whether he ruptured it, whatever.
Right? Yeah, it was an Achilles tendon injury, but we don't have a doctor's report. I've never seen the doctor's report. Right, never seen. I've heard reports saying that after consulting with doctors, that's what I've seen, but I haven't seen the doctor's report.
Right, I saw an article saying after consulting with doctors, it was, you know, found that he had an Achilles injury,
an Achilles tendon injury. That could have been a strain. It could have been a rupture. It could have been a tear. It could have been a bruise.
Right. So here's my thing with this. Now, I'm an avid sports fan. And I think of Kobe Bryant. I think of Adrian Peterson. Massive basketball and football stars. Now, boxers conditioning, it is what they are. And don't get me wrong, they have to be well conditioned. But basketball players, football players, they dig in with their feet and their legs. You know, they use their legs and their feet an awful lot. And when you think of an Achilles tear or rupture, and I look back at Kobe Bryant and Adrian Peterson, guys that are very athletic, strong, powerful guys, it took them quite a while to come off of that type of injury. You now have Yuriorkis Gamboa calling out Devin Haney without nearly enough time to come off a Achilles rupture or tear. That's the first thing I want to say about this whole Yuriorkis Gamboa situation. Second, I have to put this out here. Yuriorkis Gamboa, you idiot. You are not seeing Devin Haney. Now, I don't know if you can call this a clout chase or whatever. I think Yuriorkis Gamboa gets slept by Devin Haney. I'm surprised
they've been talking about it.
Didn't put him away earlier than he did. But I don't even get this whole call out of the Devin Haney.
No, I think they're making the fight.
I know. And it's Yuriorkis Gamboa that's seeking the fight. And what I'm saying is idiotic. Yuriorkis Gamboa, you idiot. Like, what's the point in this fight? He's going to get washed, bro. I think this is a complete wash.
Now, I'm looking here, right? I haven't seen the doctor's report, but this is before he got...
Go ahead, Mark.
This is before he got fired, Dan Raphael. He wrote on ESPN.com, right? Yuriorkis Gamboa has been diagnosed with a complete tear of his right Achilles tendon and will undergo surgery to repair the injury. So, and apparently he did on the 23rd of January. He went through surgery for it. So, I mean, they reported that it was an actual tear.
I'm not about something
I
right.
haven't seen it, but how long would it take to come back from a torn Achilles? It's been 7 months since surgery. I mean, David Hay, it took him 15 months. How long was it before he
6
fought
months out.
Bellew again?
Kobe was out an entire season, bro. And
Mm.
Adrian Peterson was out an entire football season. Adrian Peterson, and when Adrian Peterson did it, now Kobe Bryant, with Kobe Bryant, we could say, okay, he was older. Okay, I get it. When Adrian Peterson did it, he was still a whippersnapper, as they say. He was still, in his prime, still able to recover like young athletes. You understand what I'm saying? And it still took him that long. Yuriokis Gamboa is older, like Kobe.
How long is the season, though? How long is the season?
NBA, NFL season.
Well,
and then
you said Kobe. You said Kobe. So
Kobe Bryant, they play 82 games. They got 4 months.
Okay, 4 months. David Hay, and he actually did rupture his Achilles tendon, right? He actually did. We've seen the actual fucking surgery itself. We've seen pictures of the surgery. We've seen it. He was out between him and Tony Bellew in the rematch was 14 months. 14 months between that rematch. He would have taken that within 7 months if he was capable of stepping into the ring. He would have. Because there's no way he's going to wait nearly over a year when he would have wanted the rematch while it was hot.
Yeah. It usually takes Achilles tear, it usually takes up to 9 to 12 months for it to fully heal. That's my understanding. I know many soccer players have picked up that injury, and they're out for a minimum of 7 to 9 months.
Yeah, because I don't know what it's like to have an Achilles injury myself. Like I've broken my metatarsal, and I was out for a year.
Yeah,
I was out for 11 and a half months, before I could properly run around. Do you know what I mean? That's me metatarsal. So I can only imagine what it's like if it's a tendon on your heel, which is the complete balance of your body. Your heels take so much weight. So much weight.
Yeah, bro. I don't know, man. I don't know. But even still, outside of the Achilles tear, what is it? I mean, look, I guess for Devin Haney's purpose, okay, I get it. I mean, it's Gamboa. It's a name just like Tank guy. It's probably just as good or better than anybody he's fought. Santiago or Abdukakhorov is probably his better.
It's actually, I'll be honest. I'm going to say this, whatever people say. I think it's really sad that Gamboa is going to be the guy's best opponent because he is going to be his best opponent.
Yeah.
He's better. I'd pick him to beat Abdullayev. I'd pick Gamboa to beat Abdullayev.
And Santiago. I think you probably beat Santiago too. I mean, the thing is, the way he slept Abdullayev, he's going to knock Gamboa out. He's going to stop him. TKO, knockout 1. Gamboa is going to get stopped by Devin Haney. Because Devin Haney's a better boxer than Tank. And Gamboa's chin is gone, bro. So it's just all about what round he stops him in. I think it's good for Devin Haney because just like Mark said, it's sad that Gamboa is his best fight, but it is his best fight, and I think that he'll get an impressive win out of it. Also, it'll be more impressive than Tank Davis, which also say something, which is not really saying anything because who the fuck is Tank Davis? But it will say something, especially to these Tank Davis levels.
Well, it will if he does do it better. If he does,
he will.
But I will say one thing. One thing for me is this is a Gamboa coming off of a loss and an injury. That's honest. I said I keep it 100 for everybody. I like Devin. I want to see him succeed. Everybody knows I rate Lomachenko highly, right? Right. I rate him very highly. And I want Teofimo to beat him because I want to see there be stars coming through in US boxing. I want to see Devin become a star. I want to see magnificent fights take place.
I agree. I agree with that. It's always good to see the young stars coming up. So I do agree that U.S. boxing needs an injection of young stars coming through, but they need an injection of young stars who are.
We need a Tito. We need an Oscar. We need a Floyd. We need a Manny. We don't have anybody.
Yeah.
What have we got? We've got an Errol.
Yeah, we got Canelo, Loma.
Well, Loma's not a star.
Well, yeah, not a star, no, but
A big name amongst the hardcores, and a lot of people have watched a lot of highlights of him, and he's whatever, but he ain't the star. Lomachenko on his own ain't doing 600. You put Lomachenko on his own on pay-per-view, he ain't doing 500K, mate.
No, that's fair enough.
Yeah, and that's the thing. Like, it's different from being great and being a star. Like, you know, I wouldn't say Terrence Crawford is much of a star. He's great, no doubt, but like, is he much of a star? You know what I mean? I'm not sure. What are you talking about, man? Don't compare that backflipping fraud to Canelo.
Yeah, I was like, what?
Cut that out, man. You better stop talking about my boy, Boxer Monster. Phone Jack in the building. What's good with you? Boxer Monster, why don't you climb in the ring with Teofimo Lopez? You'll beat that ass. Hey, what's up with you? Hey, appreciate you coming through. Ringside Boxing in the building. What's good? Dragon Leg, what's up with your Dragon Leg?
Oh yeah, no, he is fucking clout chasing. He's got way too.
For sure, IBT. That's what I was saying at first. That's definitely clout chasing, bro. Let's like, come on now, clout chasing for sure. For sure.
No, we're talking about Gary Russell, what Dragon Leg, bro.
Oh, well, yeah, let's talk about that. Lisa Bales, Queen Lisa, what's up with your sis? I-74, what's good with you? Let's talk about this Gary Russell. Foolery. I was listening to Julius's video about this earlier. I love the way he breaks.
Julius is going through mental health issues with Gary Russell right now, man. It's getting too much for Julius.
That dude is hilarious, bro. But you know, Gary Russell, I have to agree. Like, I do look at this as clout chasing because, and the point Julius made in his video. Bro, this is something that happened so long ago. Why are you bringing this to the table? That's my whole thing. Like, you guys are, what, three weight classes away from each other. Why are you even bringing this to the table? That's why I look at it as clout chasing. Gary Russell, you fight once a year. Your hands are brittle, whatever the reasons are. You fight once a year. You have not accomplished as much as Terrence Crawford has. Why are you bringing this up?
Gary Russell keeps doing that, though. I feel like it's just sour grapes with Gary Russell. I mean, I feel like he hasn't been put in the best position himself, but a lot of it is his fault. It seems like he sort of has his career sort of secondary. And I mean, even with Lomachenko, it's to an even more severe degree with Loma. Like, he's always talking about him. He's talking about how he didn't know how to make weight or rehydrate or whatever with Loma. He's making excuses constantly about that fight. Like, he's just a bit sour. And I think for the most part, it's clout chasing. It's nothing serious. I don't take it very seriously, honestly.
No, I agree. I agree with that. Punch Strong Boxing, Mr. Moonshine in the building. What's good, Punch?
What's good, man? What's good, everybody in the panel? You hear me good?
Yeah, we're hear loud and clear.
Yeah, I think it's clout chasing, but I think it's just needed by Gary Russell Jr. I think I just did a video about it. I think both this beef is actually helping out their profile in not sort of like fighting or resume, but self-promotion. They are boring. There's two boring type of characters. And this thing actually could just help them out for the next fight, or somebody could just be interested of them fighting. Even if Bud Crawford's going to fight we don't know who going to fight. We don't know who Gary Russell Jr. going to fight. At least this is something for we could just be entertained by them because they're some boring ass characters.
Yeah, honestly, though, even with the whole Tank Davis call-outs that Russell's been on for the last probably few months, Gary Russell would get killed above 126. I don't even know if he even belongs at 126. He has a 122 guy's frame, and Nue has a bigger frame than he does.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, the guy would
will destroy this dude. It's like not even a question who wins in the fight.
Like, even at 130, in my opinion, all the champs at 130 would beat him. The guy is just so small.
RSV Mills says Russell Jr. calls out 6 fighters knowing he only fights 1 time a year. Wake me up when he fights somebody. That's what I'm talking about, Bill. Go ahead, Punch.
Does anybody else got a problem negotiating with Gary Russell Jr.? Is anybody else has come out like Bill Haney said that he overpriced himself, or it was just Bill Haney that said that?
I don't know, Mark.
No, man. I'll be perfectly honest.
Yeah.
There's not many people who went to negotiations with Gary Russell like this. And the main reason I know is because he picks his opponents. He picks them. He only fights once a year. He he's had what, 2 mandatories or something? That's it.
I think all he fought was mandatory.
Mark said 2 Chainz versus Rick Ross on the next versus battle.
Let's go, bro.
13-7, easy.
Let's
money.
go. War 2 Chainz, bro. I'm going 2 Chainz all day, every day.
Oh man, that's crazy. Breaking news: Gary Russell Sprouts just called you out, D. Hey man, he get it. Look, I'm not gonna complain about the money. I take 50,000, 60,000. I get in there with Gary Russell. We about the same size too. I think I'm about 130, about 135. I can make the weight. I can make the weight, dog. That's what's up. I'll fight him. I won't be like Gary Russell. I'll get right in the ring. They don't have to pay me a bunch of money, 50, 60. I won't cry like Ryan Garcia.
Let me ask you a question. Was Patrick Hoyland the mandatory for Gary Russell?
When they fought Highland? No.
Let me look this up.
No.
Because I don't remember him being a mandatory. Was Kiko a mandatory? Like, I'm not trying to be funny or nothing, but why the fuck? Like, why is he fighting those dudes?
I mean, that's just a testament that belt don't mean shit in boxing, because he's a champion. People should be calling him out.
Right.
But he's calling out fucking Terrence Crawford at 147.
I don't know. Crazy.
Anyone said Gary Russell Jr. was just asked a question by Fred. He didn't just come out and say he punched Bud. Yeah, but he embellished the story a little bit. Samuel, I agree with that. He was just asked a question, but if you ask the question, keep it 100. Don't embellish the story. When he went wrong when he was asked a question, he didn't just bring it out. But when he embellished the story, that's like he bringing that shit up to me. Like he throwing some shade. He's starting some bullshit because he embellished the story. He exaggerated, and he did it in his favor, in Russell's favor, of course. Like again, Terrence Crawford, does he show you his heart pump any Kool-Aid? His heart don't pump no fucking Kool-Aid, and his heart probably ain't pump no Kool-Aid back then. Gary Russell always playing big tough guy. Like he'll whoop everybody ass. Stop playing with me. I'll beat y'all motherfucking ass. He always playing this tough guy like he's the man and shit. Terrence Crawford ain't never struck me as anybody who was scared, so he probably wasn't scared back then. But Gary Russell want to embellish the story as if he's this big bad Gary Russell. So Terrence Crawford like, fuck you, I'll smash you. I would have smashed you then if they would have let me at you, and I'll smash your ass now. That's how Crawford coming. You know what I mean? Yeah, that's right, IBT. IBT said D definitely whoop Gary Russell ass. Goddamn right. Maybe not in the boxing ring, but let me get him in the streets.
How much is this? Is Al Heyman's responsibility? How much is this Al Heyman responsibility?
He always got his hands in on something. Whatever goes in on there, some of it's his responsibility. That's how
I'm only 140, like around 145, but I can easily blow up in weight to about 165. I could do it within 2 weeks. So, Gary, let's get on, bro. Streets.
That would be a sloppy 165 intangible. I think you'd be in trouble, dog. That would be a really bad 165. But I think it's total clout chasing though on this Gary Russell. I don't know. But I don't know. Like Samuel once said too, though, he was asked the question. So maybe I think it's clout chasing to the point, to the fact that he embellished it. If he just kept it 100, say, yeah, we had this little situation back then, but it ain't no big deal. That was some old shit, and answered the question like that, then fine. But once he went and started to embellish the story, I think that's where, in my opinion, that's where we kind of go to the cloud chasing side of it.
I feel like
embellish the story.
I feel like Russell is making these bombastic call-outs to sort of repair his image to a certain degree. I feel like he's trying to get this sort of image out that he's not afraid of anybody, that he's willing to fight guys 3 or 4 weight classes higher than him, because he wants to be looked at as a guy who's feared and that is the one guy willing to fight all these people.
Yeah, but the second Bud says, all right, let's go, here's a contract, Gary's not taking that fight.
No.
Exactly.
No. And Bud,
does he got a choice?
Wolf tickets.
Does he got a choice?
What if Bud talked to him? I think Bud, because he keeps himself in phenomenal shape, what if Bud said, all right, little man, I'll meet you at 140, which means he'll step down from 147 and go to 140. I think Bud can make the weight and still whoop the shit out of Gary Russell. You know what I'm saying? Meet him at 140. Man, Gary Russell had no chance against Bud. And Gary Russell also said on Barbershop, I'll fight a heavyweight 230. Did he really say that? Man,
I mean,
Gary Russell can't make 150 pounds, never mind 230.
a heavyweight will pluck his little ass across the ring, bro.
Can anybody name what's Gary Russell's choice or Bud Crawford's choice?
Oh, it's Russell's for sure.
I honestly think Russell is, I think Russell couldn't even get up to like 140. Like, he is a legitimately really small guy.
No, he was 147 and a half in the gym. And Rick was fucked up with that. He was when he was talking.
Okay.
He called out somebody, I don't know, but he stepped on the scale. He was ripped the fuck up. And he was 147 and a half. Now that's walk around weight, of course, but he was at 147 and a half, ripped the fuck up.
Bro, he's 5'4" and still bigger than me by like 3 pounds.
He was calling Javante Tank Davis when he did that.
Yeah, that's what it was. Yeah.
Jesus.
He was calling out Tank, and he was like,
That was funny.
Start playing with me. But he was at 147 then, and he was cut the fuck up. So, but again, it's different when you talking. That's like his max, bro. So he would, fuck that, bro. He would get murdered by Terrence Crawford. His dimensions are. Man, Crawford is just too good. Russell, only thing that he has on Terrence Crawford is speed. That's it. That's all he has on Terrence Crawford is speed.
How fast is he at 147, though?
And that's another question. He'll have to put on muscle, so he's going to slow down. And if the speed's equivalent, you damn sure is going to hang it up. If their speed
He's slowing down in the 8th round now at 126 because of inactivity and everything. He started to gas against the Ambier in the last few rounds. If he, how many rounds would you give him before he gassed at 147? 3, 4?
4 round max.
That's how we mix it to the 4th round.
But I think it would be some shit like going at 140. I don't think they're asking him to come all the way to 140.
Why are we entertaining this? Crawford would knock him out whenever he wants to.
At 40 or 47.
Yep.
Yeah. I say throw Gary Russell Jr. in there with Bud to let him make a little money and take a beating.
That's what he wants. He wants a payday. That's why he wants to move up to 140.
He damn sure will take a beating for it. He'll get that ass whooped for that million. Because Crawford will put that work on him. Dragon said, D, what you think about DAZN trying to have Canelo take a pay cut? Lightweight, though. Canelo cherry picking, though. He picking names, primes. Now, and see, look, this is the thing. I think DAZN trying to get Canelo to take a pay cut is business, so I don't have a problem with that. But I don't like the cherry picking narrative. Bro, y'all acting like this man is not out here offering guys fights and guys not pricing themselves out. Y'all see what's going on. Let's not say act like he didn't offer Plant to fight. He didn't offer Smith to fight. He didn't offer Charlo a fight. He didn't offer these GGG a fight. Yeah. Don't act like he did not offer these fights, and for whatever reason, 75 days is not enough time. I need to take a tune-up. Come on, bro. Stop the bullshit about the cherry picking. Because before he's to this point where I got to fight somebody, because that's what y'all talking about now, cherry picking, because he's to the point. September's right around the corner. He's got to fight somebody. But who did he offer to fight to? Didn't he offer the BJS? Didn't he say, Charlo, let's get in the ring? Didn't he say, hey, Smith, let's get in the ring? Caleb Plant. Right? Didn't he say this? So how the fuck is he cherry picking when all of these fucks didn't take the fight? How is he cherry picking?
Man, and if he does cherry pick, he knows how to cherry pick.
But
Respectable cherry picks.
Cherry picking. Like, why are people saying anything about cherry picking when he has already offered the guys we want to see him fight to fight, and for whatever fucking reason, they couldn't. Callum Smith wants another $1 million. You stupid motherfucker! You better take that $5 million and get in the fucking ring.
Shout out to Canelo. He's cherry picked his way to having a pound for pound #1 resume.
Man, they just slam Canelo at every angle, fam.
Because people have super high expectations for him. I mean, if you're pound for pound #1 and they're not, basically, if you fight fighter A, you're ducking fighter B, and if you fight fighter B, well, you're ducking fighter A.
Yeah, you fought Kovalev, bro. How dare you? You should have fought Bivol or Beterbiev. Kovalev's not good enough to be in the ring with you. What kind of nonsense is that?
Right.
Kovalev's not good enough to be in the ring with Canelo.
You should have fought Caleb Plant
But
instead.
Kovalev was good enough to be in the ring and go evens with Andre Ward.
He's matched his expectations.
Yeah, for sure. If Gary Russell versus Gamboa, Mill said Gary Russell versus Gamboa. Interesting. Chinny guy versus speedy guy.
I'll just go with Russell in that fight. Gamboa is just...
Yeah, I think he's totally washed.
Gamboa is done.
He's totaled.
Yeah.
Finished.
I agree.
Yeah.
Not even recycled.
Watch Charlo versus Korobov. Korobov was piecing him up. Yeah, he was. Korobov was giving them the business. But styles make fights, bro. I don't like people look at that Korobov fight and Korobov was giving Charlo the business. Neither of these guys prepare for each other. Something that people have to realize too. And that's also in Korobov's defense, because I believe Korobov may have had a chance to do even better versus Charlo had he had the opportunity to prepare for Charlo, or vice versa. It could have still been an interesting fight had Charlo had a chance to prepare for Korobov. But neither of these guys had a chance to prepare for each other. And outside of that, regardless of whether you people want to accept it or not, his fucking twin brother just lost. There is a proven connection between twins. So that shit has something to do with that performance.
Can I say something, though? I think it's way harder, way harder to prepare for Korobov than it is for Charlo. Because Charlo's not like very different to a lot of fighters. The jab, straight right, solid feet, a couple of different flashy elements. That's about it. Korobov's got a cagey, awkward southpaw style that goes in and out. He's got different feints. Like, it's really hard to actually prepare for that style. It really is. You need a proper training camp to prepare for that.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I'm not trying to be funny or nothing, and Korobov ain't a bum. Korobov's a very skilled fighter.
No,
but I honestly feel like I think Korobov would have won had he had a longer training camp. I think he would have definitely gotten the decision, and he would have won pretty clearly. I feel like the reason why he stopped being so successful after the first 5 rounds is because he started to gas.
Yeah.
And thus, Charlo picked up the pace.
That's the thing that I'm saying, intangible. It still could have ended up being an interesting fight because, okay, if I agree with you, let's say this. Let's say Korobov had the time to prepare for Charlo, and he fought that Charlo that didn't have the time to prepare for Korobov, then I would agree with you. But then if you're saying that Korobov had the full camp, then you would probably assume that the other guy had the full camp too, which still makes it an interesting fight because neither of them had the opportunity to prepare for the other. Neither of them. And just like Mark said, Charlo is, does pretty well at what he do, but it's a basic style. Korobov brings more to the table. He's southpaw. He's already awkward. Those guys are hard to fight as it is. So if you say that he didn't have time to prepare for Charlo, you also have to give Charlo that same benefit of the doubt.
One thing I say about Charlo, he's very good at seeing punches from long range.
Yeah, he does pretty well with the distances, and he has a sharp 1-2. That's what helps him out. He does a decent job with distance, and he has that sharp 1-2 and powerful 2. The one comes with that 2 that comes, that number 2, that's the powerful 2. So does well with that. And
he's very good on the counter at long range. I think Derevyanchenko has to get in close and just make it a shit fight,
Derevyanchenko is a very aggressive and sort of reckless fighter at times.
Yeah,
I'll slightly lean towards Derevyanchenko, but I'm starting to sort of something about Charlo makes me think he might win the fight by knockout, though. I'm kind of going back and forth in my head.
I think he stops him as well. Toby Barlett in the building. What's good with you, fam? Mill said, "Is Crawford versus Gary Russell the same as Earl versus Mikey? The same probability. I would say no all the way around. Gary Russell
I think it's worse. I think it's way worse. Once we go from 126 to 147, the other. I actually think Mikey had a better chance of beating Errol than Russell does with Crawford, and I gave Mikey no chance of beating Errol.
Right. Yeah. That's why I will get ready to go with it, Mark. I think it's worse. Like Gary Russell has zero chance, bro. He has zero chance, in my opinion, to beat Crawford.
He's minus 0 chance.
Right. Mikey had, like, if you did a pie graph, it would be like 100 to 0. And then 95 to 5. Or at least Mikey had that 5% chance. Gary has none. The pie graph is full, and the whole graph says Crawford. It's chocolate. It's a chocolate pie. All Crawford. You know what I'm saying? Like, that motherfucker got no chance to beat Crawford, in my opinion. Nothing. What is he going to do? Slip a punch in there? He's not powerful enough to stop Crawford. He's not going to stop Crawford.
Not powerful enough to even hurt Crawford.
He'll break his hand first. He got bad hands. He'll break his hand before he hurts Crawford.
Should he retire?
Who, Russell?
Yeah.
No, I don't think he should retire. I think there's guys that he can beat. Just Crawford ain't one of them. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
No, I'm just saying who's even willing to fight him. I mean, like, he should have fought Leo Santa Cruz. Javante Tank Davis should have never had that fight with Leo before Gary Russell. So it's really something going on with Al Heyman or something. I don't know.
Bro, I want to see him fight Warrington next. That would be that's a dream of mine. That'll never happen. I mean, we all know that fight will never ever happen.
It should happen.
It
should happen, but it will never happen.
This is a fight that wouldn't happen. This is a fight that wouldn't happen, but I'll tell you who I want to see him fight. Shakur.
But they said it ain't gonna happen either.
That's what I'm saying. It won't happen, but I would like to see him fight Shakur.
Shakur would win that fight, in my opinion.
Easy fight for Shakur Stevenson, easy.
I don't know about that, man.
I feel like this is the reason why he needs a clout chase. He just needs to be out there because nobody's gonna fight him if he stays shut. He just needs to look crazy now.
What do you think about?
Well, what he should do is start calling out Shakur.
Right. What do you think about?
Start calling out Josh Warrington. Start saying, "I'll fight you. Fight me."
Yeah. What do you think about that fight, Mark? Shakur and Gary Russell.
I think it's a good fight, but I'd favor Shakur. I'd favor him on points. But it's a good fight. It's a good fight.
How about Russell Burchell?
Oh, Burchell steamrolls him.
And you're going to play that.
You think so?
Yeah, I
know so.
Yeah, I think so. I don't like Russell's movement as much. I mean, upper body movement, yes, but his footwork, it's average to me. I would think should be better.
Yeah. IBT says the Derevyanchenko tries to turn a small opening into a lottery offering. That's what worries me. I think Derevyanchenko's going to get stopped, bro. I agree. That real estate, man. He doesn't maneuver through that real estate the right way. IBT. I agree with that assessment. And that, I was saying this about Derevyanchenko versus Charlo. I like a lot of things I see with Derevyanchenko concerning his body work and his offense. But bro, his defense is atrocious to me.
Yeah.
And you cannot be that defensively irresponsible against a guy like Charlo.
Yeah. But if Derevyanchenko can get close to Charlo, that makes it a tougher fight for Charlo than it should be. Charlo has to keep this at long range at all points during that fight.
See, here's the thing with this, and I've heard this often too. But here's the thing: like, we got to keep certain things in perspective, right? When we talk about prospects, or we talk about like Deontay Wilder's power and all of this, there's certain things that we don't know. Here's something we don't know about Charlo. We don't have any clue what that man can take inside. because we've never seen him put through that adversity. Now, what we do know about Derevyanchenko is that he can do work inside, and he caused GGG problems inside. I keep telling everybody this. GGG is older, and once you get older, it's harder to maintain that midsection, maintain all of that toughness down there. It's harder for older guys to do that. Charlo is in very good shape. He's built up down there. He's got a wall down there. So Derevyanchenko can get inside, but we don't know if we're going to see the type of damage that people are expecting if he gets inside.
Now, we're not talking about damage. We're just talking about
hold on. Let me finish. Now, the question is, what can he do, or what type of success will he have if he gets inside? But with Charlo, we have other angles. We already have other angles. Well, Charlo can do this. Charlo could do this. Right now, the question is, Derevyanchenko, can he get inside and punish Charlo? Is that enough to say that he wins this fight? Because if he gets inside and shows us he gets inside, but it's not enough, what else does he have?
Yeah.
Well, he can box in and out. Derevyanchenko can't box in and out.
Yeah, he can, but he's got more of a chance. See, boxing in and out, Mark, I think that puts him at more of a chance of getting knocked the fuck out. Because he's going to control that distance better. That's what I'm saying. So the inside game, I agree with people that the inside game is probably what he's going to need to do. Punish Charlo on the inside, take the fight by points, whatever. So it's going to have to. But if he gets inside and we don't see what we want to see from Derevyanchenko, Charlo wins that fight. That's how I'm looking at it. Charlo wins that fight.
Here's
Can Charlo keep Derevyanchenko from getting from an inside? Can he keep him from?
Yes, that's a very good question.
Here's how. Technically, so like skill wise, can he, utilize the sweet science to keep him off? I'm not saying that way. What he will use to keep him off is power. He's going to catch him with some shots and make him think about coming in. That's enough to put work in and maintain.
Well, Triple G has power, so
Yeah, he comes.
I think he'll do a great job in smothering Charlo, though. I think he'll do a great job. I don't think he got the type of footwork like a Daniel Jacobs to move around and switch up on Derevyanchenko. I think Derevyanchenko he has a little bit of a porter when he wants to be. He could make you smother. He could get you on the inside. He could make you very, very uncomfortable. And
all I can say is it wasn't Jacobs when he was able to keep Derevyanchenko off him. It wasn't his power; it was his use of his feet, right?
Yeah.
It was use of his feet. The power didn't really bother him. I know he got dropped, but Jacobs, other than that, whenever he was on big, wasn't phasing him. Look at Derevyanchenko's face after the Golovkin fight. It was fucked up, black and blue. A lot of volume, a lot of power shots from Golovkin. Golovkin hits like a train. We know this. I don't know if Charlo's power can keep him off him. I seen this dude tagging up Brandon Adams and he didn't really hurt him.
Yeah.
Yeah, Charlo needs that explosive, sudden sort of power.
And he's going to need that distance. And if
I'm going to tell y'all something. Charlo has Charlo has a nice inside uppercut.
The difference between Adams, though, and Derevyanchenko is Adams was in that fight basically trying to survive. He was on the back foot.
Yo, I explained this the other night. You're exactly right. We got to start with this Adams shit because I keep hearing people say, oh, he couldn't stop Brandon Adams. But I gave him all kind of heat. But Derevyanchenko does not have the movement that Adams has, and he will not be on his bicycle like Adams was. So get that fight out of your head, bro. He's not going to move like that. He is not going to move like that at all. He's never have in his whole fucking career. So what the fuck do people think when we talk about him not being able to stop Adams? Adams didn't get stopped because Adams did everything he could in his power to not be stopped.
Like Derevyanchenko got dropped by Golovkin, and I think Golovkin hit slightly harder than Charlo, but he does not have the hand speed or the explosiveness that Charlo has. So if Charlo's able to meet him with the right hand, as he's trying to step in.
What about Jacobs? Jacobs has comparable hand speed. He's definitely as powerful. I don't care what no one say. Jacobs said like a fucking truck.
He's as fast though, Mark. I think he is as powerful. I agree with you there, but I don't think Jacobs is as fast as
he's not quite as fluid of an athlete, in my opinion.
No, he's not quite as fluid as an athlete.
He's definitely not as athletic as Charlo, but I'm not sure. Hand speed comparable. I'll agree with that, Mark. It's comparable, but I would say Charlo's slightly quicker. But
I just don't see Charlo keeping the ball.
Question.
How you think about Charlo's defense?
It's questionable. See, Charlo, the attributes that Charlo brings to the table is the problem for Derevyanchenko. The job to, and this is why I'm saying about the power guys and why Charlo doesn't have to be as technically sound in the sweet science side of these things for this Derevyanchenko fight. Guys, it's 67-inch reach versus 71.5-inch reach. That's the first thing. Then you look at the height difference. Derevyanchenko is 5'9". So the dimensions alone makes Derevyanchenko's job that much harder. Remember, Charlo's good with that 1-2. That's his bread and butter. And that 2 is the problem. So that 2 is what's going to keep that distance. You understand? Yes, Derevyanchenko does a good job of getting inside, but his job is much more difficult because of the dimensions. Him and GGG are eye to eye, guys. They're eye to eye.
Yeah.
He's punching up, he's looking up, he's dealing with longer range. It's a different fight. So you got to account for all of that. It's going to be different.
Yeah, Charlo just needs to control the distance better in this fight. And he's going to have to move off the back foot a little bit better. He's capable of doing so. He just doesn't really do it. So he needs to just make sure his balance is a little bit better. Don't walk into too many shots and all that kind of stuff.
Well, yeah.
I think Derevyanchenko is going to control the pace. I think he'll control the pace, though.
Yes, I think he will as well.
That's another question. Can Charlo deal with Derevyanchenko's pissing of a fight?
Yes.
If Derevyanchenko get on the inside, because I do not see Charlo keeping this guy from getting on the inside more often than not. I see Derevyanchenko on the inside ripping him up, ripping him to the body, hooks to the head, throwing combinations. For me, Charlo is very good at distance, but I don't know if he can really do it with someone on the inside. So
Brian,
I am
excited. I got a question for you. What does Derevyanchenko do defensively to stop himself from getting popped on his way to the inside? Defensively.
He got a good chin.
Okay, I think. Hold on. You say he has a good chin, but he's going to get popped. No, you do realize.
Yeah.
Okay, he changes level. He changes level really well.
Yeah, he moves laterally away from those straight punches. I think that's going to be a factor. If he's able to step to his left and get away from Charlo's jab, that's right.
Could we rely on that when GGG was able to find him? Can we rely on that? Because GGG was finding him. Again, we already expressed the fact that Charlo was a bit quicker than GGG and more athletic. So the lateral movement that you're talking about, getting away from the straight 1-2, what is GGG's bread and butter? That jab, and he couldn't find a way to get away from that all night. Yes, he got inside. Hold on. Yes, he got inside, but my point is, he's going to be paying for something. You're going to take something to give something, and that's the question.
1 second, though, but Charlo, the difference between Triple G and Charlo, though, is Triple G is much better at cutting off the ring, in my opinion.
Yeah.
So it's going to be much harder for Derevyanchenko to step around and use those angles because that's one thing Triple G has always had in his arsenal.
Yeah.
Have you guys seen Charlo have a problem gassing out?
I don't think he gasses out. I just think the pace of the fight that Derevyanchenko was set. Because I think he'll come in and he'll try to set a very quick pace early on, and he'll try to put this guy under pressure. And I think he can do it. I just don't see Charlo keeping him off him.
Let's talk.
Let me flip the question though, Dave. Have y'all guys ever seen Charlo with a high octane inside fighter?
No.
No.
Also, Triple G too. We're comparing Charlo to Triple G. Triple G's a better flurry puncher than Charlo on the inside. So,
and also when we look at 50-50 fights, when does the corner take? When we look at the corner, the game planning is very important. The trainers, Dre, James, That's something
He's not with James. His brother's with Derek James.
Okay.
Yeah, Jamel's with Derek James, not Jamal.
No, I'm saying Dre. No. Oh yeah. My fault.
Yeah, Jamel's with Derek James. Jamal's not. But even still, but no, I get your point because like Robert Garcia, you know, that corner won that fight. The Valdez, not the Valdez fight, the Rolly Romero fight. That was the corner showed up in that fight. So
yeah,
corner definitely has a lot to do with it. Mark pointed this out. We was on the live talking about that Rolly Romero fight, and he made a really good point about the instructions that Robert was given versus the other corner. That's important. And the fact that these fans are not here and these guys can hear these instructions, that corner makes a big difference, especially now. So I agree with you there for sure.
Has anyone ever boxed in an empty arena?
No, I boxed in a backyard arena, but with a boxing gloves on, hands wrapped and all of that shit.
Yeah. I boxed a few times in an arena, probably had like 5 or 6, or a place that had 5 or 6 fans in it. You can hear everything.
Right.
You can hear
talking about lateral movement like this fight night. That boy going to eat shot. That's what I'm talking about, AIs. Yeah, he got some lateral movement. Well, he gonna lateral right into some of them Charlo pops. That motherfucker, he ain't got that much lateral movement. See, the thing with Derevyanchenko, yeah, he showed some decent lateral movement, but facts are Derevyanchenko lacks defense. So he's going to get hit, bro. That dude lacks defense.
The facts that man proved that he's a tough son of a bitch too. So
yeah, he's tough.
You know,
I mean, he's the type. He's the type that he's willing to take to give one.
Yeah.
How old is Derevyanchenko?
37, 36, I think.
Yeah. Right. The toughness wears on you guys. Charlo's in his prime. Got to remember that. Charlo is in his prime. Derevyanchenko's an older man.
It's going to be a good fight, though.
It's going to be a good fight, bro.
Yeah, I agree. I agree.
Mr. Two Hands Up. What's good? He said, smash that like button. I'm out. Appreciate you coming through, Mr. Two Hands. Said Charlo isn't a high volume puncher, so definitely with high output keeps you busy. So Charlo work rate will have to increase. It will be telling past 6 rounds. Facts.
What do you think about what do you think about that? What do you think about that Lipinets and or Abdukakhorov, something like that?
Abdukakhorov.
Yeah.
I want to point out one thing in terms of the Charlo. He does have a solid double and triple jab, so I think if he can utilize that a little bit more, he can sort of keep up with Derevyanchenko's volume, especially on the outside, and he can sort of win rounds a little bit more easily if he uses that. But let's move on to that. Y'all can talk about it.
Leonard's Alabino said, I tried to box once until I got hit in the nose and felt like water got my nose, and I got angry and wanted to read. I know that feeling, dog. That was like, God damn, what's that all about?
They know that feeling, so.
Yeah, man, that's funny. Yeah. So, Lipinets and Quadratilo Abdukakhorov. Look, man, I like Quadratilo. I think that he's a fighter that I don't think people's paying attention to.
Me too.
Not to take anything away from Sergey Lipinets, but guys, remember Sergey Lipinets is not a traditional boxer. He comes from MMA, and he's good at what he does, but he comes from a different practice. Quadratilo, on the other hand, is a traditional boxer, and he's pretty good at it. I have to pick Quadratilo in this fight. Take a punch. I think he has really decent offense and good movement. And I think he's going to offer Lipinets quite a bit of issues. I pick Quadratilo by majority decision.
Can I give my take real fast? Just real fast.
Saying, brother?
Maybe it's just me. Maybe I'm the only one here. I think Lipinets is going to stop Abdukakhorov because he's got no gas after 7 rounds. He gasses completely.
Yeah, I just wasn't impressed with Quadratilo Abdukakhorov versus Colazo. I mean, I thought Collazo was actually outboxing him in spots, and he was coming forward. Kudratil Abdukakhorov boxes fairly well, but defensively, he lapses, and I think Lipinets stops him late, to be honest.
Well, to be completely honest, though, Luis Collazo is a good boxer. He gave Keith Thurman hell, and this is when Keith Thurman was Keith one-time Thurman. So it's just not like that. Quadratilo.
It's also 5 years before this.
Yeah, it is, but he still has the skills, though. He has boxing skills. You know what I mean? So it's not like Collazo was just some scrub. I don't know, man. Like, I don't know. I think Quadratilo takes a decision.
I agree with that one. I agree with D on that one. I just think he got the height. I think he got probably one of the best movement, top 4 in the welterweight division. The best one. Well. Moves well, throws a jab, nice discipline. Orthodox hooks, but it gets where it needs to be at. I think he could adjust, and I think Lipinets just has one style.
Immortal Fox in the building. What's good with you, Mr. Arkansas? Immortal Fox says, I think Lipinets also beats Quadratilo. Mr. Arkansas in the building, Uzbekistan are the best. Okay, I hear you.
I will say, though, Abdukakhorov can move backwards, but can he get his respect? Because, yes, Lipinets is a come-forward guy, and that's really his only style. But
he won't get no respect off of Lipinets. That son of a bitch got a tough chin. He's going to have to keep the work rate up. But
yeah, like
I just think he will outpoint him, though.
Yeah, that's why I said majority decision. But I'm already with you on that intangible. Fuck no. He's not going to fade Lipinets. He might get him with a couple of good shots. But one thing about Lipinets, that dude got a chin on him. He got a beard on him. So getting the respect, yeah, he might get respect on how good he can move, but that's about it. Because Lipinets is coming, dog. He gonna hit him, and that dude gonna keep coming. I'm gonna tell you.
Better knock him out. He better knock him out.
Hell yeah. Lipinets got a chin on him, bro. He ate some hella fire shots from Mikey Garcia, man. And Mikey was planting his feet on those shots. Lipinets was eating some shots from Mikey. So I give him credit for his beard. I give him credit for that. Ringside said Quadratilo cockroach. Nah, man, don't do Abdukakhorov like that, Ringside. All right, guys, look, check it out. Jamel Herring, my boy, I like Jamel Herring. His bout with Quendo was pushed back because of the COVID-19 situation. It was pushed back twice. Now, here's the thing with this Jamel Herring situation. Now, the doctors and all of these, Fauci, whoever the fuck, they don't have an idea of anything. There's still vaccinations and whatever still in testing phase. Here's the thing with these athletes, and all of them, not just boxing. You have Rudy Gobert and Donovan Mitchell, these guys in the NBA, coming down with COVID, being put in the bubble. If they don't understand this and these guys test positive for COVID, what the fuck do they mean that they test negative later? You can't cure it. You don't have a treatment for it. So what are you saying? It just goes away? How are these guys approved later? It appears to me that, okay, he tested once, he had the shit, he tested again, they pushed the shit back. What's to say that they're still waiting on tests for this Quendo fight? Okay, what's to say he doesn't test positive again? And how do we know why people even test positive and then turn around and test negative? Because they don't have any vaccinations or anything that can treat this or whatever. What is the deal with this whole COVID situation?
Because they have traces of flu in their system. That's the only thing I can think of.
And my thing too is that they're saying everybody has COVID in them. Okay, whatever. That's what their explanation. So why isn't it? Everybody should fucking test positive, right? See, they don't even know what the fuck is going on with this COVID. But outside of that, if he tests positive, if he tests whatever, good enough to fight, whatever their results are that they're looking for, they're supposed to fight on the 5th of September, which is interesting to me because that's around Canelo's time, really close to that time. Of course, Quendo and Jamel Herring is not the biggest fight, so I guess it's not much of a clash there. But the reason I brought Jamel Herring up is because he says after this Quindo situation is done with, and he does expect to beat Quindo, he's going after Carl Frampton. That's the fight he wants. He said he doesn't want another fight. He wants Carl Frampton. What you guys think about that? Jamel Herring, Carl Frampton, potential fight in the making, intangible. What you think?
Herring versus Oquendo. I'm going to be honest. First of all, I'm going to start with the COVID situation. Well, I think the reason why people test positive for it and then test negative is because the virus enters their body and then the body fights it off. That's one. And then the second reason, or the second part to it, is about the fight. I haven't seen much of Oquendo fights, so I will just assume that Herring wins by decision.
Okay, so but what about the Frampton situation? Because he said that's what he's going after this. I think, like I said with Oquendo, I think we probably all expect him to beat Oquendo, but you know, the fight after he takes care of that business. Because if I'm not mistaken, isn't Oquendo his mandatory? Isn't that a mandatory fight?
Couldn't care less.
Yeah, I don't either, but I just think that this is why he's taking care of that situation. But the fight he wants is Frampton. So that's what I'm asking you, Intangible. What do you think about that fight, Carl Frampton, Jamel Herring? Because Oquendo, I think unanimously we all believe Herring wins that fight.
Herring versus Frampton. I gotta say, I don't think I gotta slightly favor Jamel Herring in that fight. I think Carl Frampton's a bit past it at this point. He's like in his early 30s. He's already been in wars with guys like Leo. He's lost to Josh Warrington. I don't know if his gas tank will be able to hold up from that sort of high octane kind of a style he has mixed with those boxing skills. He's a boxer puncher type. I think Herring beats him. I think he's just too big.
Now you do know that Herring is from the Marines boxing program and he's 34 himself.
Yeah, but I also think that Carl Frampton just has more wear and tear.
Well, that for sure, because he was serving his country while Frampton was throwing knuckles in the ring. So, yeah, I'm with you there. But he's no spring chicken is my point. He's 34 himself. I mean, he hasn't been around long, so I think some people get the misconception that he's a younger fighter. But, again, he's 34. So he's actually older than Frampton. But I do get you with the wear and tear, because I always say that about Pacquiao and the Floyd situation. Like, he got 20-something more fights than Floyd, and you got to take that into account, even though Floyd's older. So I get you. Mark, what do you think, Frampton, Herring?
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't care.
I got you. Well, there you go.
I'm not trying to be rude or anything, but what? I'm supposed to get excited about a past super bantamweight fighting against a dude who stepped down from lightweight?
No, I like Herring though. I just wanted my man G Boogie. I just wanted. Who do you think win the fight? But I don't.
Herring beats him. Herring beats him. We all know who wins. I see what you're saying. Herring's no spring chicken. Yeah, but he moving way more fluid than Frampton is. Way more fluid.
Facts.
And I'm sorry, the last proper solid guy Frampton was in the ring with, he got punched the fuck up. He didn't lose to Warrington. He got the shit beaten out of him.
Yeah, no doubt. G Boogie. I don't know what happened to Mr. Moonshine. He might have lost connection. G Boogie, what's good with you, my man?
What's good, people? What's good, everybody? Greetings and salutations, and live long and prosper to everyone in the panel, in the live chat, and to my man, D, the Godfather Jefferson.
Yeah, man. So I guess you think Herring beats up Frampton as well, huh?
I'm going to look at it like this. First of all, let's talk about age. 34 years old, ex-military. He keeps himself in shape. I'm 50, going on 51, and trust me, people look at me, they say, God damn, you look like you 30. You know what I'm saying? They say black don't crack, but whatever. I'm just saying. You can't put that stigma, you know, that stigma on that person, because technically he haven't had too many wars, literally, like, you know, like Frampton. And plus Frampton, you know, it is what it is. But I know a military personnel that's actually take his life seriously. He's going to be on point every time, and he's going to take everything that's in front of him seriously. Okay, is because he want to step in that ring with no doubt, knowing that he was in physical peak condition. So by that being said, I hope that he could do it. I'm hoping that that brother could accomplish something and dethrone Frampton. You know, I hope that everybody can achieve all their goals they want. But ultimately, my opinion on it can be his way or it could be the other way. But ultimately, when the time comes, he got to prove it. So I just wish both of the fighters the best and hope that they make it safe and give their best in the ring. You know?
Yeah. Well, I don't know, man. I would, you know, what's unfortunate to me is that Shakur and Herring and those guys are in the same gym. Because while we're talking about Shakur Stevenson, I would like to see that fight. But it's likely that these two guys won't fight each other because they're in the same gym and all of that nonsense. But I think that's a good fight for Shakur. It's a good fight for Herring. I think that's the fight to make, to be honest. Shakur Stevenson, Jamel Herring. What y'all think about that?
I think like this, everybody in the panel want to see the best fight the best, and everybody want to see that they put forth their prize fighters. Okay, prize fighters. They are in the business of knocking motherfuckers out and winning the fight and taking home the purse. So even Mike Tyson said it. We are in the business, the hurt business. Go in there, fight the people that you challenge. Stop fucking trying to play this politic bullshit. Go fight the people. That's why you joined the sport, to fight the people and make your money.
Yeah. So, Shawn Porter, man. Shawn Porter and this whole Shawn Porter and Terrence Crawford situation is all right. So Shawn Porter is talking about fight. What is that guy's name? I don't even remember.
Sebastian Formella.
Right. Formella.
Just call Shawn Porter T-Rex. That's his middle name.
Yeah. I don't listen, man.
Shawn Porter's gonna beat the shit out of Sebastian Formella.
Yeah, he is. Yes, he is. And
yeah.
Here it is. This is my thing. I'm going to keep holding the fire to Shawn Porter and Terrence Crawford on this situation here, because I say, okay, both of these guys, it's a mutual thing. They don't want to fight each other. So I decided not to give them any flack on it, right? Fine. But both of them said something specific, and it's why I'm going to hold them to it. They both said if they don't have anything interesting in front of them and it comes down to it, and that's the best fight in front of them, then they get in the ring. The time is now. That's how I'm looking at this with Shawn Porter. Fuck Formella fight. Fuck that, bro. I don't even want to entertain nothing about Gary Russell, and you don't have anything in front of you, Terrence Crawford. You're trying to work out some shit with Brooke, but fuck that fight too. Terrence Crawford, Shawn Porter is the fight for both of them. And you two said yourselves, okay, y'all don't want to fight each other, y'all friends. And at the time they said this, I say that you had to give them a pass because this was pre-COVID situation. Both of them had options in front of them. He had to give him a pass on that. But now, post-COVID situation, and neither one of you idiots got anything to do, y'all need to get in the ring with each other. We got Porter over here talking damn formella. Crawford, we don't know what he's going to do. Now is the time. Now is the time where both of you said, if this is the fight in front of me, that's the fight that I take. I say now is the time. What's the deal? Anyone?
Well, my perspective, it should happen. Forget the friendship stuff. They already promised if they ain't got nothing in front of them, well, they can use this as their tune-up fight. And then but the whole thing is you got to see if Shawn Porter's handlers are going to allow him to do that. He said he's his own man and he's his own thing. Well, we'll see.
Hold on now, G Boogie. His handlers, which is basically his dad, everybody knows this.
Yeah.
He wants to fight. Kenny Ben wanted to fight. It was Shawn and Terrence that was holding this fight up. Kenny Ben, he came out and said he wanted that fight. So his handlers is already for it. This is a Shawn Porter specifically. This is a Shawn Porter, Terrence Crawford thing. And both of those fuckers said that if it got to the point where it is now, that they would fight each other. That's what they told the fans. So like we hold Errol Spence accountable and Deontay Wilder and Tyson Fury and whoever the fuck else, we need the whole time because there's a whole lot of people that like to give people like Terrence Crawford and Demetrius Andre, hell, at some extent, even Canelo passes because people don't want to fight them. You get a pass when people don't want to fight them, but when there's a good fight that's in front of you, then you got to take that fight. Because the whole excuse is, well, Terrence Crawford is this, but nobody want to fight him. But nobody want to fight him. But nobody want to fight him. Well, motherfucker, the fight's in front of you now. And it's a fight that you said if it all boiled down to it, you would take. And we're not hearing about it.
D, can I finish my analogy of it?
Go ahead.
From what I was saying is that, yes, I believe that they should make that fight. But it could be, I have no idea because I'm not involved in the contract. I'm not involved in the managerial position. I'm not involved as the promoter. I'm not involved in it. So what I'm saying is, in that retrospect, I would like to see them fight because that would align Crawford. If he do beat him, it would align him to fight Errol Spence after he fights Danny Garcia. You see what I'm saying? Or it could align the next fight for Terrence Crawford to be able to say, hey, I beat him. Now let me go for Pacquiao. Or he has the other option of going for Errol Spence. You see what I'm saying? So, like I said, I'm not involved in the contract. I'm just the outside source looking in and trying to understand their concept of business. So I cannot say between the two contracts. I don't know. I don't know, but I would like for them to fight because this will be epic for both of them. Even though Shawn Porter, he lost to, let's say he wins, he gets a belt. Okay, now he's back in the scene. Okay, if he don't win, he still got other options from that fight because he fought another champion. So it's a win-win situation because he don't turn down no fights. But I'm just hoping that it makes sense for it to happen, and it's a good fight for. And I want whoever is the handlers, I want y'all to listen. It makes a good fight. People will buy the fight, and your fighter, doesn't matter who loses, is still in the mix.
But they want to fight, bro. That's all I know. It's not his team this time. It ain't his team. This is a Porter Crawford thing. Crawford the same way. These guys have turned down the fight. These guys won't entertain the negotiation. It's those two guys. Kenny Porter and his other trainers, his management team, they want the fight. They want the Crawford fight. And Kenny said this way before the pandemic. As a matter of fact, he came out and said it after the Spence fight. He said he wants the Crawford fight. He said specifically if he didn't get the Spence rematch, because he said he doubted Spence is going to give the rematch, he'll probably move on. He think that it was a good time to go in there and challenge Crawford because they felt like they beat Spence.
Yeah. I fought my best friend 3 times when I was boxing. And I also fought my brother when I was boxing. I'll give you a scenario here, right? We were at a boxing tournament. Yeah. I'll give you a scenario. Me and the brother were at the boxing tournament, right? What happened was we were meant to fight these 2 guys from a different club. That club, other boxing club, they didn't show up, right? So we were straggling the last minute to make a fight. And me and my brother goes up to the coach, the boy running the fighting, and we said, we'll fight each other. Just like that there, and he goes, fine, that's grand. So we were in a crowd, probably of 500-600 people, right? And it was announced 2 brothers fighting. So, so I don't give a shit. I don't give a shit about friendship. I don't give a shit about any of that, Then at the end of the day, you win, you lose, you shake hands, and you get on with it. Like if I could fight my own brother in front of a crowd, like.
Yeah, but I think okay, so I get it. Like, okay, so you fighting at the top level like that, and you and your brother went in the ring. Y'all weren't really willing to kill each other, bro.
No doubt.
With a lot of these top athletes, like they got to go in the ring with that mentality. Like I'm going to kill this man across the ring. So again, like I said, I could appreciate it when they came out and said it, but at the time, like now is the time that y'all said if it came down to this time that y'all would fight. So they need to make it. 819 Warrior said Kenny Porter slapped change out of Fred Barbershop.
One of the.
Wow, what's the shit out of that?
One of the toughest fights of my career is my brother because he wanted to kill me and I wanted to kill him. We both wanted to see who was the better, guy. Me and him sparred many times. So, like, I don't really, every time we sparred, it was a competitive.
Johnny Boy said his older brother used to roundhouse kick me in the face when we all did karate. I don't want to hear that buddy shit.
Damn right.
I'm the exact same way. Like, right? When every time me and my brother's name's Adrian, every time me and him sparred, right? It was a full-on war. Take tactics out of it. It was just a straight-on war. He wanted to prove he was a bit tougher than me, and I wanted to prove I was tougher than him. And there's only 11 months difference between us. So it's not, you know what I mean? It's not like,
I used to fight in the streets a lot, but I never really fought my brother because first he's 2 years older than me, and like all my brothers were bigger than me. I was the runt of the litter, I guess you could say. My mom got 4 boys, and I'm the shortest guy, the smallest guy. My brother, my older brother anyway, that dude's 5'11", like 250 something. So I had no fucking chance coming up. You know what I mean? I wasn't really fighting on my brother like that. It was really no match. And me and my brother were always tight. So like he never sometimes I used to do things to aggravate him, but he wouldn't even do anything to me because he knew that it was really no reason. You know what I mean?
Me and my brother are tight too. Put it like this here. We're probably best friends outside the ring. When we get in the ring, it's like, I'm tougher than you. I'm tougher than you.
Yeah.
And we just throw matter at each other,
Yeah, Mel, that's me, the runt, the 5'6", 145-pound guy. Everybody else taller and bigger. I was the run of the litter, dog.
Yeah.
Let me tell you, man, both my brothers is bigger than me. My oldest brother, the motherfucking is like Kung Fu Kid. That motherfucker hit you upside the head with a quick ass karate kick. Yo. And then my other brother that's older than me by a year and 8 months. That motherfucker is 6 foot tall. 260 pounds. That motherfucker at age 15 used to bench press fucking 575 pounds. Okay? I'm only 150 pounds at the time, 5'8". And I don't know what happened, but my brother got upset at me.
Oh man, I think G Boogie might.
No, he got. I paused it for a second. My brother got upset at me and snuffed me one time. And I'm the type of dude, I'm gonna retaliate, especially if I didn't do nothing wrong and I ain't, I didn't perceive anything that I did that was wrong. So he snuffed me, and he saw in my eyes, yo, I ain't playing with you. We fighting then. So he tried to use his size over me. He didn't know how strong I was, and from that day, he found out. I picked his big ass up while he was trying to bear hug me. I picked his big ass up and threw myself and himself on the fucking arm of the chair, broke the sofa, and we went. It was a war. And he was like, after all that said and done, he's like, God damn, bro, I'm sorry about that, man. Boom, boom, boom. Yeah, cool. He said, I was wrong and you was right, and boom, boom, boom. So I'm like, all right, cool. I said, but we still got love for each other. If anybody hurt my brother or his family, you know I'm going to be there. So
yeah, I'm the same.
There's no question of that.
Yeah. Yeah,
and
sure.
Even my friend, back in the days, man, my boy that used to come here, I know his mom, he grew up with me. Me and him, man, we put on the gloves. We put the gloves on. Yo, let's go. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. We got problems. Let's go.
Oh, yeah.
Split two.
Hey, what's up, G Boogie? Don Machiavelli in the building. What's good with your Don Machiavelli Raider? I want to ask you guys about this. Prime Fighting Champions, what's up with your fam? I want to ask you guys about this. I want to talk about this last topic, this last fight, before I circle back to my boy for everybody who just came in, because I know I'm going to end the show with Teofimo Lopez. That's what we started with. But before we get back to Teofimo, Josh Taylor, Ramirez. Okay, so we know that Josh and Ramirez have their two fights coming up. Josh fighting Kong Song, and Ramirez is fighting Poststyle. Okay. And so after Victor Poststyle and Kong Song, these two are meant to match up with each other. Now, Josh Taylor feels extremely comfortable that he's going to complete the package, clean out 147, and he says that he is not wasting time. He wants one fight at 147 and a champion. 40. What you guys think about that? He says no time wasting. He wants one fight at 147 and a champion. 40.
Isn't Josh Taylor 140?
Yes.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay.
Willie Williams was good. So he says that he expects Ramirez to get past Poststyle. And of course, I think everybody expects him to get past Kong Song. The more interesting fight is probably Victor Poststyle or Ramirez, although I expect both of those guys to be victorious. And he says after he gets this fight done with Ramirez, and hopefully Ramirez doesn't move to 140, because that's also something that could derail those two guys and the 4 belt if Ramirez decides to move up. But he says after that, when he goes to 147, he doesn't want to waste time. He wants one fight and he wants a championship match. And if he cleans out the division, guys understand that he can get right into that championship match. And with any of the belt holders, actually, he could probably, WBF and IBC, IBF and WBC don't have the stipulations, but he could get in on the WBO and the WBA holding those two belts at 140. He get in, which means he get in at Pacquiao or Crawford. Now, depending on what happens with Pacquiao, what did Pacquiao do? I would say that Pacquiao is the safer option for Josh Taylor if he's going to try to capture that second division championship. Crawford, not so much, but that's his ambitions, guys, is to clean out, go right up, and get into a championship fight. What y'all think about that, Josh Taylor? Think Cat, what's up with you, fam? Chopsticks, what's up, bro?
I like Josh Taylor. I think he can clean out 140. I see him beating, if Ramirez does beat Postal, I see him beating Ramirez. I think he will move up. But I don't know if he will get a title fight right away. I think there's too many people in the pot at 147 at the moment.
He can invoke the rights. That's the thing. If he cleans out 140, Brian, he can invoke the rights. Same thing Terence Crawford did. Same thing Usyk is doing right now. He can invoke that right to go right into a championship fight. He doesn't have to wait. It trumps the mandatory in place already. So this is what I'm saying. If he cleans out the division, they intend to do that. He can invoke the right when he chooses to. So he doesn't have to go up and immediately invoke that right. He can take a fight, a filler fight at 147 and then invoke the right to go into the championship match. And that's what they're talking about doing. The same thing that Teofimo is talking about doing at 135. But that gets interesting too because it's coincidentally the same plan that Senior Teofimo has. They want to beat Lomachenko, but they don't want no tune-up fight. Senior and Teofimo said they want to beat Lomachenko and go straight from Lomachenko to the winner of Josh Taylor and Ramirez. But if Taylor's talking about moving to 147, they may derail Teofimo's plans because he's not going to dick around. He wants to go capture a title in another division, which means those belts will get split all up and no cigar for Teofimo going 4-belt at 2 divisions, which was his, that would be fucking crazy if he did that.
Yeah.
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, I'm going to head there. Going ahead.
Yeah, I'm getting ready to too, but go ahead and you can give some closing thoughts. I'm just going to close out closing thoughts with my boy Teofimo. But give me some closing thoughts, Brian. I got some things I need to do anyway.
I'm the same. I got aunties visiting me probably within the next hour or so, and they clean up this shithole.
Jose Yepes.
So it was a good stream. Some very good topics on a variety of fighters. I hope Teofimo and Loma happen. Hope it happens soon. It's the fight probably I most want to see. And if we get Bud and Pacquiao, 2020 will not be such a waste.
Yeah, for sure. I agree.
They're very good fights. We got some very good fights coming up in the next couple of months. So I'm just excited. Boxing is on its way back. I just hope we can get some of these fights over the line and we have a good end of 2020 and we go into 2021 strong and have a good 2021. All the fights we wanted to see this year, hopefully we'll make a good few of them happen next year. So that's just my closing thought. Thanks for having me on, D. I'm heading off now because I do have to clean up this shithole.
Hey, Brian, you're always welcome, fam. Carlos Mendoza says one problem will Pacquiao still be fighting by the time Taylor moves up. I see Pacquiao fighting one more time before calling it a day. I see Pacquiao versus Mikey, then retire. That's a good assessment too, Carlos. I don't think he will be around. But whoever the WBA holder is, if it ain't Crawford, that's probably the better fight for Josh Taylor. You know what I mean? I don't think exercising the WBO route would be the way to go for that. Basically, I don't give a fuck who had the WBA belt. If it's vacant, that definitely would be an opportunity. Go for the vacant shot. You know what I'm saying? Raider, what's up with you, fam?
Hey, what's up? What's cracking? How's it going, guys?
Shit, man, you came in at the ass end, so I guess you can say hello, speak to the people, and give me some closing thoughts.
I always come late and shit, man, because I'm fucking busy doing shit. But nah,
Yeah.
man, yeah, fucking closing thoughts up.
It
was a good show.
I had to get my notifications straight after a while. I don't. People still not getting them, so whatever. I don't. I'm not.
No, I got I was in the chat, but I was busy doing something, you know. Right now I got a chance to tell him, man, let me jump in real quick. But nah, man, good stream. Can't wait for the Derevyanchenko and all these fights, you know.
Yeah, we got some decent fights coming.
And then the Spence and fucking Danny was announced, right? And then probably Crawford and Pacquiao. So it should be good, man. I mean, Tyson Fury and fucking Wilder and fucking Lomachenko and Teo. Should be some good fights, you know. And the Charlo fights, good fights coming up. And then Canelo, maybe, you know. See what happens with that. So hopefully the next 3 months should be pretty good. 4 months to see what's up. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no doubt. I agree. So my man G Boogie, the man with the master plan. Give me some closing thoughts, G Boogie.
I just want to say thank you to everybody. Sorry I came in late. Missed my boy Mark speaking and the other panelists that you had on there. But I'm going to review all the content again when I got time. And appreciate your platform, D. We all appreciate your platform and being able to give time to the people that believe in the passion of boxing, you know, to give us a platform to speak about it and to converse between men and women on your platform. And I truly thank you for that. And
thank you guys, man. Can't talk alone. Can't talk alone. You guys make the show.
So, Mark, this goes out to you. Stop ducking me, son. No, I'm kidding. My brothers. So, yo, just for closing thoughts, man, yo, just keep doing your thing. Support your family. Support people out there. Support this channel. Hit the like button. Smack. If you want to donate, you know, out of your sincerity. Just keep your dreams and future alive by doing what you're supposed to be doing, which is being a person out there that's doing good for the community and for humanity. So peace out. Love y'all. God bless.
Appreciate you, G Boogie. Always welcome, fam. I'm on Punch Drunk Boxing, Mr. Moonshine. What's up with you, dog?
It was good, brother, man. All I gotta say is Teofimo Lopez is gonna win. He's gonna be Vasyl Lomachenko, ladies and gentlemen. We need him to win. He's gonna soothe our frustration. He is the captain of this new generation, ladies and gentlemen. He's the captain of this new generation. We need him to win. We need him to win because he's going to set the new trend of this era that these boxers will have to challenge themselves. They will have to challenge themselves because of Teofimo Lopez. Teofimo Lopez is the future. He's going to take over, baby. That's what I'm talking about. That's it. That's all I got to say about Teofimo Lopez. He's the man.
Teofimo Lopez. Teofimo the Takeover Lopez. Taking it over. Okay? Now, let me tell y'all something. And I had to end the show talking about my boy. Don't even worry about it. Come October 3rd, y'all going to be pleased. The fight's going down. So don't worry about the fight. It's going to go down. Here's something else I don't want you guys worrying about. Stop worrying about my boy Teofimo conditioning. He going to make the weight. He going to be all right. And he going to be great because he's going to knock Lomachenko out. And y'all know I always in this thing. For the love of sports, let's talk about it. Peace.